Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get stuck straight into some Giants action here and give you guys some tips to help you get that all-important event card. For those of you that are just looking for some basic tips on how the game works, I'll get into a game straight away and hopefully get you guys underway. For everybody else that wants to go a little bit deeper into it, I'll go into some more detail very shortly. I'm not going to worry about any of the gear selection just yet. So what we're trying to do is match the arrows to the giant. As you can see, I've got 2 that match, 3 that don't. You can play up to 4 cards, but just realize that once you select these cards, you do not get them back. You only get 4 of each arrow. Just make sure you don't waste them if it's not that arrow on that round. Also note that the arrows will only turn up once per game. So once the right arrow is done, it will not come up again. So with the left arrow, you can play that. If I had any right arrows, I would just play them as well because they're not going to be relevant to the game. So it's just a few extra points for you. In this instance, I can also play that up arrow as well, which could try and get me 4 down arrows just in case that was what came up. As you can see, the down arrow did come up, so if I had have played that, there would have been a chance that I would have had 4 down arrows that I could have played on that last round. Because we don't, we just pick whichever other card has the highest stats available, because you want to maximize the points for round 3 because that's as far as it goes. So always play 4 cards in that last round. That was a fairly typical round, so you could assume that this is going to be around about the score that you could make based on this particular tier, and also the cards that I have available, which are a mix of top tier and second tier. Now, for those of you that want just that little bit more information so we can try and maximize these points for you, the first thing you're going to want to have a quick look at is the actual deck that you're using. Sometimes you might find that you've got cards in there that might be 2 tiers lower than what you are. If you find that, have a look through your cards and see if you can find something else that you can make a pro out of, just even on the tier below you. All you need to do is just level them to 100, pro them, level them up to 105. You don't need to worry about the matches because they're only going to be temporary until you get one to fill in from that top tier. The better your cards, the more damage they're going to do. The next thing to help you along the way are these little gear boosters. If you have a look at the descriptions in them, the first 2 there are pretty straightforward. If you're matching either the blue or the yellow, you do get a bonus based on those matches. The next one is like your super move if you match 4 of them. This one can really give you a massive points boost if you can match the 4 to the giant. It doesn't come up very often, but when it does, it's a really nice points boost. The next one is not as handy. It will help you out if you don't have the cards to match to the giant. 4 that don't match will get you a slight boost. Just keep in mind that even if you can match 2 to the giant, you'll get more points than what this bonus has to offer, so I wouldn't play to use it. It's just one of those things that if you don't have the cards to match the giant, it can just get you a few extra points to help you out there. And the last one is just a nice little bonus if your abilities do trigger. It can just get you some extra points there. They don't always trigger that often in this mode, but when they do, if you have this one in play, again, just a nice little bonus to your points there. We're just going to start with the basics for the next game, just to show you how they're used and also why you should not buy them. Okay, if we have a quick look here, see if I had purchased one of those arrows, I don't even have a down arrow to match to the giant, therefore it's not even going to do anything for this particular battle. And this is one of the main reasons why I'll always advise that you do not use credits to purchase any of these little power-ups. See, again, I couldn't match the arrow there, so that was completely useless. Now we do know that the last one is definitely going to match, so it is going to be a nice little boost considering that the score wasn't really that good on this particular game. Alright, but it does come out to be a little bit more respectable. Now don't get me wrong, all of these boosters will help you, but use them if you have them, just don't go buying them. I think they're about 150 credits to buy 5 of them, it's really not worth the extra points that you may or may not get depending on which combinations you buy. If you're trying to get the one that gives you the boost for the 4 matching arrows, which is going to get you the best result, you may only get the 4 matching arrows a handful of times over the course of a weekend. So you could be spending a whole heap of credits and getting literally nothing for them. If you're looking to spend any credits, the place that I would use them is simply buying more bouts. 100 credits will get you another 5 bouts, and based on the scores that you've seen so far, you're probably going to get 30 to 40 million points just for those 5 bouts, whereas you spend the extra credits on those little boosters, and normally you've got to buy more than one type of booster, so that can get quite expensive, and you're not going to see those numbers anyway. For all the free-to-play players out there, if you run out of bouts, hit the play button. There is an option for a free bout. Watch an ad, get the free bout. Do that as many times as you possibly can until it won't let you watch any more ads. And I guarantee you that you will get that event card before the end of the event. And yes, the points required to get that event card is quite high, but very achievable for everybody, whether you're using credits or not, but it just will take more time if you are free to play. The heroic version is a little bit further out of reach unless you don't sleep for 4 days, but at least you can get that event card no matter whether you spend money on the game or not. Hopefully these tips helped you guys out. Don't forget, like and sub, you know the deal. There's plenty more Supercard coming your way. Don't miss out, and we'll catch you in the next one.